Many thanks for joining us on Aso Briefing this beautiful morning. I am Joy Annie. Let's begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu flags off construction of Collector Road CO1 in Abuja's Institution and Research District. Inspector General of Police issue orders nationwide enforcement seizure of fully tinted vehicles. And on business, Institute stakeholders, regulatory authorities, NPF shift focus to strict regulatory compliance for a sustainable economy. You're watching Aso Briefing. We are live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Now let's take you straight to all our stories. President Bola Tinubu has flagged off the construction of the Collector Road CO1 in Abuja's Institution and Research District. The president, who was represented by the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Nantawale Yewatad, described the project as a critical link connecting key academic, legal and research institutions to the wider city network. Speaking at the ceremony, Yewatad said the road would extend the recently completed corridor linking the body of benches, Nile University and Bayes University, to Ring Road 3. He noted that the project would ease traffic congestion, improve access and support educational and economic activities within the district. The president also charged the constructors to deliver quality work within schedule and create employment opportunities for Nigerian youths and artisans. He commended the FCT administration for its commitment to infrastructure development across the capital city. The FCT Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, said the project was initiated following concerns over traffic congestion raised by the chairman of the body of benches during a recent call-to-bar ceremony. He disclosed that the contractor, China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, has assured the administration that the road will be completed by January next year. Minister Wike also assured residents that ongoing political activities would not affect project delivery in the FCT. Meanwhile, Acting Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, Richard Dauda, said the 6-kilometer project includes road dualization, bridges, drainage systems, pedestrian walkways and street lighting. Now, the chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Nuhu Daniel Kwali, has approved the construction of the 1.6-kilometer Piri-Gombo Road to asphalt standard, alongside the installation of modern solar-powered street lights. The strategic infrastructure project is aimed at improving transportation, enhancing security, and boosting socio-economic activities in the benefiting communities. Work on the project is currently ongoing and progressing steadily. Upon completion, the road will provide easier access for farmers, traders, motorists, and other road users who have long faced difficulties using the route, particularly during the rainy season. The installation of the solar-powered street lights will also improve nighttime visibility, enhance public safety, and encourage economic activities beyond daylight hours. Mr. Kwali reaffirmed his administrator's commitment to delivering people-centered and impactful projects that directly improve the lives of residents. He emphasized that the provision of quality infrastructure remains a top priority of his administration as part of effort to promote sustainable development, economic growth, and improved living standard across Kwali Area Council. He noted that the 1.6-kilometer Piri-Gombo Road project reflects his administration's determination to address critical infrastructure deficit and ensure that communities enjoy the dividends of good governance. Residents have welcomed the development, expressing optimism that the road and solar street lighting project will improve connectivity, strengthen security, and accelerate socio-economic development in the area. Now let's turn our attention to Kuje now, as the chairman of Kuje Area Council, Mr. Danjuma Samuel Shokolo, has assured members of the staff that their welfare will be a top priority of his administration, while calling on them to remain committed and loyal to their duties. Shokolo gave the assurance during a familiarization meeting with staff of the council following his inauguration. He acknowledged that the current working conditions of staff are not conducive, but pledged to improve the environment to enhance productivity and efficiency, particularly at the Robochi Development Area Office. The chairman also disclosed that his administration would periodically operate from the Robochi Development Area Office to make it more functional and responsive to the needs of the people. He further stated that all offices that had been inactive would be revived, with staff fully engaged to carry out their statutory responsibilities. Mr. Shokolo, however, urged the workforce to adhere strictly to the ethics of the civil service, warning that his administration would not tolerate truants or absenteeism. Now, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Dishu, has directed all officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force to desist from unauthorized social media activities capable of undermining the integrity, professionalism, and public image of the force. The directive followed growing concerns over the increasing trend of police personnel creating and publishing videos, conducting live sessions, and engaging in other social media activities while in uniform or in circumstances that identify them as members of the Nigeria Police Force without official authorization. IGP Disu emphasized that while social media remains an important tool for communication and public engagement, its use by serving officers must be guided by extant laws, regulations, and the Nigeria Police Force social media policy. He noted that officers are prohibited from creating or sharing unauthorized content in police uniform, commenting publicly on official police matters, disclosing sensitive operational information, or using their status as police officers for personal promotion, entertainment, or commercial gain. According to a statement issued by the force spokesman, CSP Anete Okonkon Idam Inedo, who are to ensure compliance, commissioners of police, heads of departments, commanders, and other supervisory officers have been directed to immediately sensitize personnel under their commands and enforce strict adherence to the directive. The CSP in Edo added that supervisory officers will be held accountable for failure to take appropriate action against violations within their areas of responsibilities. The statement said the Inspector General further directed the Force Intelligence Department, the FID, and the Professional Standard Department, the X-Code, to strengthen monitoring of social media platforms and identify officers engaged in activities inconsistent with the professional standard of the Nigeria Police Force. Now, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Dishu, has ordered the nationwide enforcement and seizure of fully tinted vehicles, describing them as a growing threat to public safety and security. IGP Dishu gave the directive on Tuesday during a courtesy visit by the President of the Nigerian Bar Association, the NBA, Mazi Afam Osigwe, and members of his delegation. IGP Dishu, who was responding to concerns about policing practices, including the administrations of tinted glass permits, bail conditions, and alleged abuses in the bail process across police formations in the country, said he personally favors an outright ban on tinted vehicles, insisting they pose significant security risk. He also said such vehicles are frequently used by kidnappers, armed robbers, and one-chance operators to conceal their identities. He stressed that tinted glass is only permitted under strict legal and medical conditions, and even then must not obstruct visibility. On bail administration, the police boss said he has instructed officers to adhere strictly to legal procedures while cautioning against attempts to intimidate police personnel carrying out their lawful duties. Earlier in his remark, the NBA president, Alpha Mosigwe, expressed concern over what he described as the increasing commercialization of bail, warning that it was eroding public trust in the justice system. He urged law enforcement agencies to comply strictly with legal provisions and respect the rights of detainees. He further argued that although the Administration of Criminal Justice Act empowers judicial officers to inspect detention facilities and grant bail, implementation has fallen short of expectations. According to him, some security agencies create the impression of granting bail while imposing conditions that are practically impossible to meet. On tinted glass regulation, he said the NBA supports legitimate policing of vehicles, but opposes any attempt to turn permit issuance into a revenue-driven scheme. He suggested that once vehicle information is properly captured in a central database, frequent renewals and outsourcing of fee collection should not be necessary. Now let's move to the FRSC. As the president of the Road Safety Officers' Wives Association, ROSOA, Nafisat Sheikh Mohammed, has led a road safety sensitization program for pupils of Faoud Lababidi Islamic Academy, aimed at promoting safe road use practices among children. Speaking during the exercise, Dr. Muhammad educated the pupils on key safety measures, including the proper use of child restraints, safe road crossing techniques, and responsible behavior on the roads. She noted that early road safety education is essential in reducing road traffic crashes and protecting young people. She also noted that the safety education is essential in reducing the road traffic crashes and protecting young road users in reducing road traffic crashes and protecting them, urging the pupil to apply the lessons learned and share them with their peers and families. The initiative forms a part of ROSOA's effort to build a culture of safety and raise a generation of responsible road users through continuous awareness and education programs. Now moving on to ICRC, Infrastructure Regulatory Concession Commission, the ICRC, has unveiled a standard model public-private partnership, the PPP agreement, to attract private capital and standardize cohesion terms as the country attempts to bridge its staggering $2.3 trillion infrastructure deficit. Now, the Director General of the ICRC, Dr. Jobson Ewalefo, during the unveiling ceremony in Abuja, disclosed that the template is meant to block all barriers and speed up prosperity. According to her, the Federal Ministry of Justice remains committed to safeguarding government interest in long-term infrastructure transactions. And now, when Aso Briefing returns, business and more, to stay with us.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on GoTV.
Now we'll take you straight to business. Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) and the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) have listed conditions on ownership structures of telecommunication firms in Nigeria for sustainable growth and development. This is made known in a joint statement by NCC's Director of Public Affairs, Mrs. Nenna Okoha, and the Head of Public Affairs Corporate Affairs Commission, the CAC, Mr. Rashid Mahe, urging the public, investors and other stakeholders to heed the compliance requirement regarding the changes in the ownership structure of licensed communication companies in Nigeria. Now, the statement noted that this requirement is pursuant to the provision of Section 90 of the Nigerian Communication Act 2003, the NCA 2003 of the Competition Practice Regulation 2007, and Regulation 42 of the Licensing Regulations 2019, which collectively empower the NCC to oversee and review transactions affecting licensees and promote fair competition. The joint statement also indicates that the requirement is designed to preserve a fair and competitive market structure within the communication sector by preventing direct or indirect anti-competitive practices while strengthening regulatory oversight of significant changes in ownership and control. According to the statement, both agencies will continue to work closely to promote regulatory certainty and ensure fair market prices and support the orderly and sustainable development of Nigeria's communication sector. Now, the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry (ACCI) has expressed readiness to stimulating the nation's economy through its upcoming 21st International Trade Fair, scheduled to hold between 25th September 2026 through the 6th of October 2026 at the ACCI Trade Fair Complex in Abuja. Chairman of the Organizing Committee and First Deputy President of the ACCI, Professor Adeshuba Adesoji, in a press briefing with newsmen in Abuja, urged all stakeholders to take advantage that the fair will present to growing their businesses. Business correspondent Ilemeje tells us more.
Chairman, Organizing Committee for the 21st Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ACCI International Trade Fair, Professor Adesuba Adesoji, during a press briefing with newsmen, expressed commitment of the chamber to business growth while urging for full participation.
The fair continues to empower businesses and foster sustainable growth. As Nigeria's premier trade and investment gathering in the Federal Capital Territory, the Abuja International Trade Fair remains a powerful catalyst for economic development, regional integration, and business expansion. The Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry therefore invites exhibitors, sponsors, investors, development partners, government agencies, diplomatic missions, and the public to participate in this landmark 21st edition and take advantage of the immense opportunities it offers.
Professor Adesoji points tax reforms and economic diversification.
Fair will therefore provide a strategic platform for dialogue, innovation, and collaboration aimed at strengthening business resilience and promoting sustainable economic growth.
Earlier, in a welcome address, the ACCI Director General, Mr. Agaba Idujideani, disclosed that the exhibition is designed to, among others, providing practical solutions to the ease of doing business.
This year's trade fair will bring together businesses, investors, policymakers, development partners, manufacturers, entrepreneurs, innovators, and members of the diplomatic community from Nigeria and beyond.
With the theme, Resilience, Trade, Taxation and the Economy, the 2026 ACCI International Trade Fair is expecting over 5,000 exhibitors and 100,000 participants across local and international business. Ile Emeje, Aso Television News.
And still on business, the central bank of Nigeria, the CBN, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, has reiterated that the bank's agenda is being driven by the need to restore confidence, strengthen resilience, and lay a foundation for sustainable growth. The CBN governor's remark came as he formally received the Central Bank of the Year award at the Central Banking Award in London, while spotlighting the enormous reforms that have reinforced Nigeria's financial stability and credibility, noting that the tough measures introduced by the Apex Bank in recent years were aimed at addressing elevated inflation. Mr. Kadoso explained that the CBN had implemented major reforms in the foreign exchange market and invested in digital and financial infrastructure to support long-term development, pointing Nigeria's removal from the Financial Action Task Force grey list and the successful completion of the banking sector recapitalization exercise were cited as key milestones. While acknowledging that significant work remains, the CBN chief expressed optimism about renewed confidence in Nigeria's economy, reaffirming the CBN's commitment to preserving public trust, safeguarding financial and monetary stability, and fulfilling its mandate with integrity, professionalism, and accountability. Now, still talking business. Institute stakeholders, Nigeria Police Force and enforcement agencies have commenced the strict enforcement of 9 licensing laws, warning that individuals and organizations engaging unlicensed project managers face severe sanctions. The stakeholders, during the induction ceremony of new members in Abuja, emphasized the need to enhancing adequate compliance aimed at national growth and development of the country. Correspondent Ile Emeje tells us more.
Speaking, Registrar General of the CIPMN, Mr. Henry Mbadiwe in Abuja during the induction ceremony for 350 new members, helps national development while reiterating adequate enforcement, monitoring and compliance.
About the need for project managers in Nigeria to be licensed, and now we've started our compliance and our enforcement practices in Nigeria now, which means CIPMN is now actively going out to look for, to go to organizations that have project managers as employees, organizations that employ consultants who deliver projects, and those individuals are not licensed. They are breaking the law.
Mr. Mbadiwe emphasized that the drive is designed to improving project outcomes and to addressing Nigeria's long-standing issues on delayed and abandoned projects.
Signing a lot of MOUs, with MDAs across Nigeria, as one by one. And you can see a few of them here. I mean, you can see, the Nigerian Army. You can see the police. You can see we've done an MOU with Data Protection Commission. It's a few others, in the pipeline. It's in fact a lot of others. For even federal government higher education institutions, like Federal University of Technology, Mina. We're having non-degree university. So there's a lot of institutions that we're working with.
Other relevant stakeholders, including the CIPMN chairman of the governing council, Chief Olabode Emmanuel Afolayan, points competence as critical.
You'll be able to reduce costs without necessarily compromising basic standard. And when you are competent, there is efficiency, and the reward of efficiency is just the best. And that's what we are encouraging.
The Nigerian Army, through our amiable Chief of Army Staff, execute a lot of projects in our various military barracks, formations, and units, most of which are aimed to improve the welfare and the living standard of the personnel of the Nigerian Army.
According to them, professional standard ensures efficiency and helps to reducing costs without compromising baseline quality. Ile Emeje, Aso Television News.
And of course, England and Ghana both edged closer to a place in the last 32 of the World Cup after a 0-0 draw in Foxborough on Tuesday. Thomas Tuchel's side top Group L with 4 points above Ghana on goal difference going into the final game against Panama, where a win would likely secure first place and a last 32 tie in Atlanta on July 1st. England had reached and launched their campaign last week with a stylish 4-2 win over Croatia, with their recently attacking play sweeping aside the 2018 World Cup finalists. But against a Ghana team defending in depth, England were unable to find the invention needed to break through, creating hardly any chances that seriously troubled the Black Stars. England was also fortunate to escape what looked like a strong penalty claim from Ghana in the 79th minute when Ezri Konsa boggled and bundled over substitute Prince Adu in the box. England's performance was summed up in the final minute when England captain Harry Kane blasted over the bar from point-blank range with the goal gapping. The recent end result leaves England and Ghana level on 4 points with Croatia and Panama due to play later on Tuesday. Now, meanwhile, FIFA President Gianni Infantino confirmed that U.S. President Donald Trump will attend the World Cup final in New Jersey on July 19 and present the trophy to the winners. Well, that's it on Aso Briefing today. Thank you for watching. I am Joy, and stay fresh on another fresh edition tomorrow. Good afternoon.